Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well and I hope you're ready to enjoy some Race A madness. I haven't driven at all this week, so this is my first race of the week, and as you can tell by the bottom left there, I didn't know the races before coming into this, but this one seems kind of fun. It is Race A, so there's no driver rating, there's no sportsmanship rating that you need to worry about, so you can just jump in and have fun, which is what I aim to do in this one. I'm going to set a couple of laps here, but not actually set a lap time because I want to drive from the back. I want to start the first race from the back because I'm super rusty, as you can tell by going very deep in most of these corners, as the understeer is pretty severe on the Comfort Soft tyres that this Mitsu is wearing. I don't want to get in the way of other people who have been doing this race all week. I might just be a little rolling roadblock, but start from the back in the first race, see how we do, set a lap for the second race, try and get on the podium. That is the goal of this video. Fortunately for me, I've been doing a lot of this week's online time trial, and it is at this exact track layout. It's in a Group 3 car, so it's very different, but this layout, I have been doing a lot of laps, and hopefully I can bring you that video later on this week. So I can kind of get a good read on the track itself. There's a couple of corners that this car does not like to go around, and as it is on those Comfort Soft tyres, getting traction out of the corners. You see there, I'm grimacing in the bottom left there as we come to set a lap time. No. But lots of understeer and making sure that you keep the momentum through these tight corners here, like that one coming up to go through these sweeping corners to the line, and also the tight right-hander that comes onto the back straight. Now it does try to trick you as the wheels spin up as you exit here. I changed gear too early, then it's kind of bogged down in third, so I need to get in the habit of revving out a little bit in second. So there we go, little bit of practice done, and we are into our first race. There you go, James, pound that Red Bull. I didn't know it was a full start, a grid start, but it was, and then I panicked and I went one on the traction control and I went to second gear. Reacted pretty well, but traction control and second gear bogged me down. I forgot that we are all-wheel drive, which would give us that really good acceleration, that grip from the start there, as we see people already getting their elbows out in front. Remember, there is no sportsmanship rating, increase or decrease, so you can be as aggressive as you like in this race and you will not be punished, which is obviously not what you want in a racing game, as the black one goes in the back of the red one there as we come into that tight right-hander. I didn't know if that red guy was going to come back a little bit, so a little bit of a exit maneuver there to make sure that he didn't make contact with us. Already a bit of paint chipped away from his rear left there as we come into the big banky boy. He brakes a little bit later. Can I get the cut back on him? Yes. Oh, a little bit of get out of there. Get that elbow out, James. I think that was fine. I think it was fine. He was out of control, and I did try and do the switchback on him, but there was a bit of contact. So let me know what you think about that one in the comments. Actually, I'm sure there's some of you who will disagree with me. As we come on to lap number 2, we are up to 9th place, started in 12th, so a good gain in the first lap there, as we still see people getting their elbows out in front. That lime green, that fluorescent green Lancer up in the distance there, that will feature in the next race, I can assure you. Setting a purple sector, as you would like to do on the first sector of lap number 2, as we come into the tight right-hander here, nearly go in the back of McVitie's 1830. Can anybody fact check that for me? Was McVitie's founded in 1830, or is that just a random number? Let me know in the comments section below. Big banky boy, the Russian there, getting his elbows out, or being elbowed. I'm not sure which one that is. The black Lancer there making big contact with JXAPexXx XXApexXx, something like that, as we split the yellow Lancers. Try to go for a little bit of a later apex here, but he is out of control a little bit. Is McVitie's in front of us, and I have to do a good job of tapping the brakes to make sure that I don't make contact with him, and I don't. Those little brake inputs made to perfection, so we don't make contact. Okay, a little bit of contact there, but we're up the inside on the brakes. Should have this move done. Holding the slide nicely, hitting the apex. I went a little bit deep here just to make sure that I gave myself a little bit of a gap just in case they came in a little bit too hot behind us. Okay, here we go. 7th place then, behind Hammy and in front of McVitie's 1830. Big banky boy down to 3rd. Don't really need to go down to 2nd there, as you can carry the momentum through in 3rd gear. Feeling good. You can tell by the smile on my face that I'm just having fun with this race. Didn't want to worry about my drive rating, so I jumped on race A. I do think that race A has its place in the game, as Hammy goes a little bit wide in front of us, does make contact with that wall. Don't know if he might have some dirty tyres, but we are closing pretty closely as well. We do see the fastest lap of the race so far, 106.5. And we are 107 dead with our fastest lap time. You see my face in the bottom left there. Am I going to get a penalty? Did get pretty close to those white lines, but no, the Gran Turismo gods have smiled down upon me favourably and not given me a penalty, which is not always the case. Back straight then, still a lot of squabbling going on in front of us as we are over the halfway point in this race as we come up. Big banky boy, gonna get a BBB in chat please. In 3rd, carrying the speed through there nicely, not too bad. Very close is the Russian behind, but we are keeping them at bay for now. 2 more laps as we cross the line on this one. Very varying lines in front of us. That is gonna get them side by side as they come up to the first corner, as we do set the fastest lap of the race, but then it gets snatched away from us from the Russian behind. So he was catching us in that last lap. Hammy seems to be at the front of a lot of different incidents in this race so far, so I might have to keep my distance from this guy. But with under 2 laps remaining in this race, I have to be aggressive if I want to make any further progress in this race. A little bit of contact there. Oh my god, look at that. He goes right up the inside of 2 drivers there, the yellow and the red Lancer. Ooh, look at that nice spoiler on the red Lancer in front of us there. SuperJoe, the Italian. I look up the inside there just to make him nervous a little bit. I know that Hammy on the inside there is pretty aggressive, but he does give me enough space on the outside. Now, this is a tricky decision to make. Do I go for the move? I do stick my nose up there, and there's a slight bit of contact on the rear left of the red boy in front of us. Can I get the switch back? Yes, you saw that little dab of brake there. Oh, as he does turn into us there. Look at my face. Shock and awe. No need for that, Mr. Italian. As we come on to the final lap of the race, we started in 12th, and I did go over both white lines there, and I thought that was going to be a penalty. But it's not a penalty. Big difference from the online time trial in the Group 3. That would have got me a 1 second penalty. Focus back on the race, James. We are in 4th. There's a little bit of madness going on behind. 4th is pretty secure, but they are fighting in front of us, and you never know in this game, especially in race A. You never know what can happen. There could be something mad that happens, and you could pick up a couple of places. So we are 2 seconds behind the top 3. Maybe without some squabbling we could have got a podium in this one, but it was a lot of fun. And coming around the last corner here then, yeah, a bit of drama up there, but nothing doing. Yep, pretty good. Not bad. That was a lot of fun. Now, what I want to do is set a couple of laps, see if I can start further to the front and get on the podium. What do you say, James? James. No, he's on his phone. The youths these days. Unbelievable. He's not even looking at the screen. Okay, on to the time trial then. We join myself at the end of our out lap. So here we go. What's our banking lap going to be? And we're actually going to come on to the fastest lap that I could muster. Here we go. Banking lap. There you go. A 105.968. So that would have been the fastest lap in the last race. I think it was maybe a 106s were the fastest lap of the last race, and with tyres and fuel you would imagine that it's a little bit slower than qualifying pace. So in the 105s I think was okay. I didn't watch any of the top lap times. That's probably a massive mistake on my part, but I just wanted to see what I could do with a couple of laps before the second race here. We are up 4 tenths. The Ghost is my previous lap time, and I have it set 5 tenths or half a second to some people in front of me, so I can follow it and I don't get too close. But apparently I'm going half a second faster on this lap. Here we go, 4 tenths as we get a better exit out of the big banky boy. Hitting the apex nicely. Can we hit this right one nicely? Yes, we can. And it's going to be 0.436 faster than my fastest time, and that is going to be my fastest time, a 105.532. What is that going to do to our starting position in the next race? What is it going to be? And it is second place. We are starting behind the Frenchman, that luminous green Lancer that I warned you about, 3 tenths off of the pace. This time, no traction control, no second gear. We're just going straight up first gear. Pretty decent start. I think I got a better reaction time than the Frenchman in front of us, but cars are exactly the same. As I look to the left to try and get a sweeping, undercutting move there, but he holds the inside line pretty nicely, as this is going to be a dogfight. A well-matched fight from now until the end. Having a little look back there, nearly got off the track. I have not got a look back button, as you can tell by the lack of my shoulder movements. I am playing on controller, and you can probably tell that by the jerkiness of my driving as well. Very rusty. I don't have a look back button. I think I remapped it for the overtake or nitrous button, whatever it is. So anytime I look back with the stick, so it takes a little bit longer because it has to rotate around the car and then around the car to come back. I think I do it in a quick second here as we look back and then look back to the front. There you go. Well demonstrated, James. Thank you very much. As you see, pretty even on the opening lap here, even though he's got a qualifying time that is 3 tenths faster than us. A 1:12 for the first lap. I'm pretty sure it was a 1:13 on the last race, so this race already proving to be at a quicker pace than the previous one, as we have dropped the players behind 2.6 seconds, 2.7 seconds, and rising to P3. So it has become a battle between me and the driver in front. We take very different lines coming into that. I'll make a comment on that on the next lap as well, as he goes over the curbs there. I might have got a little bit distracted by that, and I go a little bit wide. I got on the power a little bit too soon, gave me a little bit of understeer, and then I shifted up to third too early as well, which bogged me down. Do I have dirty tyres? It was a little bit slidey coming into that corner, but I did get on the power quite well, and a straight exit actually shaved off 1/10 of the half a second that we did lose in that tight right-hander coming up the back straight there. And I'm not sure if the slipstream is set to real or strong or whatever it is, but definitely gaining on those back sweeping corners as he gets a little bit slidey going through turn 1, and that 9/10 of a second is down to 4. Look how much he took off that corner. Shocked I was like, okay, let's see the penalty, and it never came. And then I remembered that I don't actually have the drivers' names over the cars, so I don't know if I would have been able to see it even if they had a penalty. But every time that we go through the penalty line that's coming up just over the crest here, he doesn't serve a penalty, and therefore he doesn't have a penalty. But that was a massive cut to that corner and definitely should be deserving of a penalty. But As you can see, it's back and forth. It goes up to about 9/10, it comes down to about 4/10. I'm just waiting for some kind of mistake that I can pounce on. Coming up to the end of lap 3, and the status quo of this race continues. Half a second behind, closing up on some parts, losing time on others, and it's just back and forth once again, separating ourselves half a second from the driver behind. Gaps up to 3 now. He goes over the white lines again. Look, he just needs to be given a penalty now. Both wheels. He's got 4 wheels, James. 4 wheels over the white line. No penalty. I know I just went over that white line there, but you're allowed to do that. You weren't allowed to do that on a different time trial. So maybe that is something to do with how they set the penalty lines. There's strong or weak or off, if you didn't know that. So maybe the penalty lines are set to weak in this one because there aren't any sportsmanship increase or decrease. So maybe the penalty lines, shortcut penalties, are set to weak, and maybe the online time trial is set to strong. Once again, coming across the line for lap 4, we do go 1,000th of a second faster. Oh my goodness, his fastest lap was a 106.025, and we were 0.24. That is pretty insane. That shows how closely we are racing together. So look at these different lines. He goes in way earlier than me. I'm pretty sure that my line is better because I can get over to the left a little bit more and then maybe a straighter exit on the way out, but I missed the apex by a freaking country mile there. But that was the mistake that I was looking for. This gives us an opportunity to make a move. This is the closest we've been. Can we pull it off? I'm going to go all the way around the outside, got really close, but just couldn't get on the power. When you're on the outside there, really difficult to get on the power because the gradient of the corner works against you as you are on the outside. And I was saying to myself, that was it. That was the opportunity that I had. But do I have one more? Yes, I do. Do I make the right decisions? I don't. I move to the inside. He goes extremely defensive. Just what I wanted. But he does park it on the inside here. Can I go for the inside? This is the wrong decision. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just tried to take a better line there. As you see, he just starts creeping away from me. I should have just gone into the racing line in between turns 1 and 2. I was never going to get that move done up the inside. It's just not the place to do an overtake. That was completely my fault there, but I have learned my lesson. Pick and choose your moments to overtake, and that was not the time to overtake. Something could happen though. Anything could happen. Coming into the big banky boy for the last time. We're in third. We're on the power, and I'm just pushing a little bit too much. You can see it on my face. I am pissed, but I'm still happy. That was a really good race. I had my heart going. It really did. It was pumping those last couple of laps because I felt like I could have made something happen, but I just couldn't do it. Good racing from the Frenchman in first place there, but I really enjoyed that one. It just goes to show that you don't have to always be in the most competitive lobbies to have fun. I had a lot of fun in that first race when there was lots of chaos and overtakes to be had, but I also had a lot of fun in that second one where it was a little bit more pressure filled as I was chasing down the green boy in front of us. A lot of fun to be had in this. You know, I always say that sometimes this game gets repetitive or boring, but sometimes you just need to take a week away from it, 2 weeks away, recharge the batteries, and then come back with a new frame of mind, a new way to look at it. And I think that's what I'm trying to do right now. Have a bit of fun, challenge myself with some online time trials, and then have some fun with the races as well. I hope you enjoyed this one. I sure did. Hopefully we can have just as much fun in the weekly races next week. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, liking and subscribing. If you're here right now, comment Big Bangy Boy in the comment section, and we'll see you in the next one.